There's a threat in the world today. A threat to our way of living, a threat to our society, and maybe even a threat to our very existence. And what is this threat?
What is tonight?
It's Wednesday.
And we are
Live from the tavern.
live from Stadium Tavern,
Hey, man, it's like 9 different names. I can't
802 Southwest Street, BWSPORTS1. This is Black and White Sports. He is the one. I am the ass. You know where to catch us every Wednesday night at 7:30. Check everything out at BWSPORTS1.com. Check out Checkers and Wreckers, Tommy Boy and Howdy, 11 o'clock in the morning, Sundays, before the green flag drops on the big races, folks. Check them out. Obviously, we got our bracket challenge going on, folks, so you have until 11:59 a.m. tomorrow to set your brackets and put them in our pool. And there is $100 to the winner. There is no buy-in, folks. There is $100 to the winner, courtesy of John Wayne Buzzard from First Financial Bank, East 96th Street. John Wayne's going to get on here in just a second to go ahead and clarify the number and the address and all that.
No, you have to pee.
Yes, exactly.
That's what that is.
That is.
But you're stuck. You got to go through the west.
No,
Nope, you got to go through the west.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I'll be back. It's going to take me like 40 seconds, dude. 40 seconds. But you know what? Damon, you want me to tell you
What?
how to reduce inflammation?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I'll tell you.
Tell me.
Plexus Worldwide.
Plexus.
Kelsey Rizzi, PlexusWorldwide.com, or Plexus Worldwide is a line of products that are simple, effective, all-natural, plant-based products that focus on our gut health, reducing inflammation, and balancing our blood sugar. The old and the new can take it, and it'll help. And it's effective. Why not? Check out my site, plexusworldwide.com/Kelsey Rizzi. 2 Z's.
You're down to 2.
All right.
You're down to 2 more old jokes. You're down to 2.
All right. Hey, folks, John Wayne Buzzard is going to come up here. They're going to get into it a little bit with the West. They're not going to go all the way because I'm going to come back here and finish
Everybody
it
think
off.
about you. You had your shot.
Oh, shut up. Shut up, Damon. John Wayne, you're up. Because I got to peek it.
And now, coming to the microphone, it is your friend and our friend, John Wayne. I don't know which buzzard button it is. Buzzard.
I wouldn't have no idea on how to do all the buttons.
Yeah, I need to learn these things. You know what I mean? That way I can reach over and go, ooh. I know it's somewhere in this general location. But if I start to mess with stuff, I'll probably screw something up, and then we'll be like, oh, my God, where we go? We got no video feed. So, John, what's going on, bro?
Not much, man.
It's been a couple weeks.
Did you bring me up for the West just because I picked Michigan to the Final Four?
No, but I have Michigan to the Final Four in this one as well. Or did I have Florida State in this one?
Yeah.
No, my ESPN, I think I got Florida State.
I think I just pick on who beat Purdue the worst,
But
and I just went with that one because they just smoked them.
it was early in the year for Purdue.
Yeah.
And I think that was Purdue saving grace. I think that's how Purdue backdoored themselves into a tie with the Big Ten title because they played everybody early.
Yeah.
And then they beat up on the Penn States, the IUs, and everybody late in the season. So, hey, you take advantage of the schedule that you're given. And they did. They got a number 3 seed. So, just before we jump into the West, with you being a Purdue fan, how do you like that number 3 seed and the bracket that they're in?
Yeah, they got lucky. I don't know if they exactly deserve the 3 seed. I mean, they're in the Big Ten, but there was no number 1 seeds out of the Big Ten. So, you have a cluster of there's just a lot of strong teams in the Big Ten, and they kind of beat up on each other. But 3 seed, really, really happy with. So,
is that pizza? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Rob is hooking us up again. Man, he's got some stuff going. I can't wait to dig into that.
I'm out of here if you're ready.
No, you're not going anywhere. Nope, you're here. So, again, you were talking about Purdue.
Yeah.
I was looking for them. I lost them. There they go. They're in the South.
Yeah.
I like Purdue's draw in the South. I'll talk about them later, but I think Purdue's got a pretty good draw, and I think they can move pretty well. But let's talk about the West. How does your West look?
I really wanted to pick Buffalo for quite a while. I watched the MAC a little bit, graduated from Ball State. Buffalo's just money.
Go Cardinals.
I know, man, but I just could not pick them past Michigan. And then they also, even past that, you've got FSU, which is –
it's tough.
Yeah, it's another ACC team that got lost in the mix. So
yeah.
I think that out of any bracket is West by far the best overall from top to bottom bracket. They've got to be. Because if you look at the East, what we just talked about, Duke and MSU, outside of them, maybe Maryland. But other than that, there's not a lot of strength up there. And then you go down to the West, and it's just you have Syracuse that always does well in the tournament. You've got Murray State and Marquette, which is going to be an awesome game with two scorers.
That might be the best game of the first round. That Marquette-Murray State game. Boy, they got two fabulous guards going at it in that game. Boy, I'm gonna have my popcorn ready for that one because that was gonna be a good one.
Even if I'm at work at First Financial Bank, I might have my phone up on YouTube TV watching that game.
Just might.
Just might. Just don't tell my boss.
I won't. I got Murray State winning that game.
Yeah, I've got Marquette.
Yeah,
I think they're, even though they lost 5 of 6, they're just pissed at losing. So.
I mean, I think they're pissed at losing. Howard is a really good guard, but I think he, as well as he can score, I think he shoots him out of games at times.
Like Carson Edwards.
Yeah.
Like 4 for 31 or whatever.
Yeah, I think he can shoot him out of games. But this Murray team is sneaky good on defense. I mean, and I like him, and I forgot what the young man's name is. But they're talking about him being possibly a top 5 pick.
Yeah, they were talking about him either playing his way up or down. So if he's got that much attention on him.
Yeah, because, I mean, the last game, I think it was their tournament game, the tournament championship game. You look in the crowd, you got Magic's there. Yeah. Danny Ainge is there. I mean, people are there watching him. Yeah. So I think that's going to be – I think that's the best game of the first round.
Yep. They should pick him over Romeo.
Definitely.
Good Lord, he cannot shoot.
Another good team that people are not going to talk about that I have them win in the first game, but it's their second game matchup that I think that gets them out.
Yeah.
But Nevada.
Yeah.
Nevada's a really good team. They got those twins. They got those twins, and they got a really good point guard.
Right.
I think they'll get out of the first round against Florida. I think Florida's a little very sketchy. But I think they get past that. But I don't think they have the offensive firepower to overpower the quality of Michigan defense.
Well coached too. So they've had that same coach, and he was a former NBA coach with the Kings and another team too. I mean, they're well coached, and he can recruit like crazy.
So I mean, if Michigan gets into foul trouble, which is unheard of, I think they'll be all right.
Yep.
And the Florida State, man. That Florida State-Michigan game to go for the Final Four, that's going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
Because Michigan State, again, is a top 3 defensive team in the country. Yep. And Florida State's got a tremendous amount of athletic ability.
Yeah.
And if they get on a roll and hit a couple guys, hit a couple threes, they can put a little pressure on Michigan. But I think they're a good team to get Michigan ready for the Final Four.
I do. So Michigan, Beeline, like awesome playoff coach, or as far as tournament coach, they just play relaxed. Why do they get dogged so much on rebounding? Why have they gotten that reputation not being able to rebound?
But if you look at the numbers at the end of the game,
it's not really that bad.
There's not really that big of a difference in the rebounding. One is because they don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And they don't miss a lot of shots because they don't take a lot of bad shots. so it doesn't give the other team opportunities to score to grab a whole lot of defensive rebounds.
Okay.
And with them scoring at a high level, a high percentage,
It's not that chance.
you know, I mean, it doesn't give them a really good chance. And they are a good defensive rebounding team with Tessie and Charles Matthews and Livers. And Poole is a good offensive rebound. I mean, a good defensive rebounding guard. So
what I've seen in college is those 3-point shooting teams, when they don't get those rebounds, but when anybody drives to the cup, you see everybody following that drive in for that offensive rebound all the time. So if you don't have that and you don't drive the ball, they shoot a little bit more threes. You're not going to get that.
right. All right. So
Come back on now?
yeah, he can. Hey, but John was comfortable, man. He had his sheet, man. We was getting it in. His beer was here.
File cabinet. Man. Shoot. So are we at the end?
No, we're at West. We're finishing up the West. We got to talk about your West.
Okay, so on my West, I actually have the play-in winner beating Buffalo in the first round.
That game's tonight, isn't it?
Yep.
That game's been played now. That's Chris Mullins, St. John's boys.
Yes. And I actually got them winning against Texas Tech in the second round.
Wow, you're tripping.
Nope.
Hey, Buffalo is good, man.
Yeah, Buffalo is good. Buffalo is
Buffalo's
good, but
good.
you know, it's the tournament for a reason.
Right.
So
I mean, it's one game. It's one game.
it's one and
So
done.
it's the any given Sunday mentality
Yep.
at its best
Yep.
right
exactly.
here. So, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
If it was a 3-game series, I mean, obviously the higher seed is probably going to win the 3-game series.
Right.
But with this being a one game, you have a bad game, you get into foul trouble, you do one stupid flagrant foul, you're out the game. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of variables that can happen with a 1-game scenario.
I agree, and that's why I have Florida still sticking in one more game before they're done. You know, I think they have what it takes to beat Nevada. Do they have what it takes to beat Michigan? No. So
Who you got coming out the West?
I have your boys, Michigan Wolverines, coming out of the West.
Awesome. So there we have it. I have Michigan State in the East, Michigan in the West, matching up their 4th game of the season.
All right.
Coming out that side of the bracket.
So we will have to see what happens in the Final Four.
Let's take a quick commercial break.
Yeah.
A quick old man
What is that-
a quick old man rant, and then we get into the second half of the bracket.
So is the old man rant going first?
The old man rant is going first. Again, about the bracket. I'm pretty tired of seeing these Power 5 conference send 8, 9 teams to the tournament, and the last 3 or 4 teams don't need to make the tournament. They're making the tournament only because they're in these Power 5 conferences. I want to see some of these other teams that are in these other – these guys can play ball too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Regardless.
They just don't come from the big
28-3,
cities. They don't come from the big high
28-3,
schools and stuff like that.
27 and 6. These are good teams. And you're only being allowed in the tournament if you win your conference tournament. I mean, you should open up these things and let these teams in. It's supposed to be the 68 best teams, not the teams from the Power 5 conference.
I don't agree with playing.
You know what I mean? Because IU should have never been a bubble team.
No.
Never. You finished.
Sorry.
You finished 2 games above 500.
Yes.
You should have never been a bubble team. Why?
The only
because
reason
you beat Michigan State twice and you beat
That's
Louisville.
the only reason.
I can't even remember who the other quad 4 win or quad 1 win was.
Does it matter?
But you lost. But you lost 9.
So he made our point. He made our point.
Back
the
in December.
last real win other than Michigan State was back in December.
Yeah. You won. You got 4 major wins for the quad win. You got 4 quad 1 wins, but you got 9 quad 1 losses.
Mm-hmm. So
You
you're
should have
saying
never been
no. So the
even mentioned as a bubble
So the
team.
board is sitting there saying that the wins mean more so than the losses. Well, why? Shouldn't that be equalized?
And those losses were bad-looking losses.
Bad.
You know what I mean? So I have a frustration
23.
about not seeing these good teams from the conferences that nobody really talks about.
Yep.
You know, like a Murray State, like a Belmont, like a Buffalo.
Oh, by the way,
like
I
a Vermont.
got Murray State beating Marquette in the first round.
I got Murray State beating Marquette too.
Yep.
So, I mean, let's get. I agree with Dick Vitale. I agree with Jay Billis. Let's get out of this Power 5 political team put in for the bracket and put in teams that we want to see compete for a championship.
Let me ask you this. Is there really any difference in that because the bigger Power 5 conferences are putting more money into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there really anything different than what's happening with the Full House chick that is getting busted for giving money into schools so her kids get into school? What's the difference?
The difference is those kids, the reason why they brought that into it is because some of those bribes are going to coaches and going to things where other students, other players will be getting those benefits, but your child is getting those benefits because you paid extra. You know, me personally, I looked at it at first as I was like, rich people have been paying their kids into good schools for centuries. So what's the big deal? But when you look at it and see what's entitled, you know, there's monies that's allocated to these funds that they're receiving when they're bribing these coaches.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't understand why the FBI is involved. But then again,
because we all know the NCAA sucks at investigating.
Yeah, the NCAA can't police their own things because they are the crooked people.
Yeah.
So the FBI is having to come in and do it for them. You know, but I do have a problem with you arresting one of the actresses at gunpoint.
Yeah.
That seems a bit extra, as my daughter would put it.
A little bit.
Seems a little bit extra.